class! Today we're going to learn about Sir Isaac Newton's laws of motion. And you may or may not know about the laws of motion already, but I bet you didn't know that the laws can be applied to your everyday life. Today we're going to learn how the laws of motion can be applied to skateboarding. Now, I know this may not be interesting to all of you, and you might not be able to apply it personally to yourself. But for the sake of today's lesson, I want you to imagine that you are the student that's riding the skateboard. Now, for my students that have skateboarded before, or would even consider yourself a professional skateboarder, I want you to relate to the student as well, and even think about times that when you were skateboarding, maybe you were at the skate park, maybe you were just riding down the sidewalk, where these laws of motion have applied to you, where you've seen these and felt these laws firsthand. I'm excited to show you and to make connections as we learn today that the laws of motion are a part of our science lesson and that we realize that science is everywhere. Let's go, guys. Hi guys, I'm Audrey, and today we're going to talk about Newton's laws of motion. A scientist named Isaac Newton came up with 3 laws of motion to describe how things move scientifically. He also described how gravity works, which is an important force that affects everything. Newton's first law of motion. The first law states that any object in motion will continue to move in the same direction and speed unless forces act on it. An example of Newton's first law would be when you are riding a skateboard and you hit something. The board will stop and you will be sent off. The second law of motion states that the greater the mass of an object, the more force it will take to accelerate the object. There's even an equation that says force equals mass times acceleration, or F equals ma. An example of Newton's second law would be when you put a little bit of force and then a lot of force when you push down with your foot to move the skateboard. The skateboard that you put a lot of force with will move a lot faster than the one that you used a little bit of force with.
Little bit of force. Lot of force.
Ridiculous.
Ah, look at all the force! The force is with me!
The third law of motion states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, go.
Wow!
Today we learned about Newton's 3 laws. The first law states that any object in motion will continue to move in the same direction and speed unless forces act on it. The second says that the greater the mass of an object, the more force it will take to accelerate the object. And the third law says for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction.